Hey guys, welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to go over triggers. Triggers, you can think of them as if this, then that. What that means, if this happens, then that happens. So in this case, we're going to go over if somebody fills out this COVID consent form, what do we want to happen? So we're going to get right into it here. So we're going to go down on the left to triggers. And under triggers, we are going to have all these setup ones. If you don't have them in here, you can build them from scratch, or we can preload them in for you. You just let us know. So in this case, we're looking for the COVID consent copy, and there it is. And here is our trigger. Of course, it's not activated yet. You'll see right here. It won't run until activated. And once this is activated, it's going to make things in the system happen. So this is important to pay attention. So in the first column, remember we said, okay, we want to know if this, okay? The if this is a form is submitted, and the form is, and then we're going to select the form. And you can change all these. You'll see there are a bunch of different actions that trigger things. So we're going to look for the form that we built, which is the COVID consent form. And there it is. Okay, so now when somebody fills out that COVID consent form, it's going to create all these actions on the right-hand side, and you can keep building these out to your heart's content. In this case, we just want to send ourselves an email to say, hey, somebody filled out this COVID consent form. Okay, so we're going to put over here, we're going to send it from, and then we have to have a to. In this case, it's going to be, we're going to send it from, I don't know, info at Platinum for Hair. And we're going to send it to the salon's front desk email. And the subject is, and we'll change this to COVID consent form, so the front desk knows what they're looking at. Okay. And in here, it's going to say, okay, a consent form has arrived from form data first name, form data last name, form data email. So this is basically telling you who it is with their contact information. Okay, and this is what the front desk would receive. This stuff would be filled in with the actual customer's data. So that's important. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to, well, we're not going to send another email. This particular campaign had them sending it to the owner also. You could do that if you wanted to. We're going to delete that. But we're also going to assign a tag in this campaign. What a tag is basically, it's like putting the old sign on somebody's back that says "kick me." In this case, that's just joking, but it's telling you who that person is or where that person came from, aside from just their name. So in this case, we want to say put a tag on them so we know when we look in their customer profile that they filled out a COVID consent form. Okay, so we're going to do right here, add a contact tag, and we're going to type in COVID consent form. So that tag is ready to go. Now what we have to do is when you see this blue writing, always remember to attach the tag. You have to hit the plus right here. So we hit that plus, and now that tag is attached to this campaign and to the people that fill it out. So that's basically how to build a trigger. Okay, the last step in here is we are going to make it live. From draft mode to activate. By the way, if you saw what I did a minute ago, I hit the wrong button. If you ever wanted to duplicate everything in this system, you can make copies of and then just edit. So if you wanted to make a copy of this, all you would do is click here and say duplicate, and it'll make a copy of this whole trigger, and you could change what the different steps do instead of building it from scratch. Just so you know, quick kind of cheat lesson there. Over here, we also could change it, right? COVID consent copy. We don't need copy, so we'll delete that. Okay. And we're going to hit save up on the right-hand side. Save. So this thing is ready to go, and it is live. In our next lesson, we're going to talk about, okay, how do we get the form out that makes this trigger happen? Which is that landing page we built in our first lesson. So in a second, we will be on our next lesson, and we'll tell you how to make all this work, and it'll be pretty cool because it's all automated and you won't have to do a thing. Okay, folks, I'll see you on the next lesson.